question and answer on the legislature. Alok thinks that a country needs an efficient government that looks after the welfare of the people. So, if we simply elected our principal, Prime Minister, and the Council of Ministers, and left to them the task of government, we will not need a legislature. Do you agree? Give reasons for your answer. So, let me tell you that what Alok is saying. Right now, we have, say, in the central level, we have a Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. They are two houses of the parliament. Now, Lok Sabha has around 543 members, and in these members, whosoever means the party or a coalition gets more than 284, they make the government. Now, in this government, one is the Prime Minister, around 20 cabinet ministers and around 60 in all, that is 60. This 20 is included in the 60. These are Council of Ministers. So Alok is saying, why not to just elect PM and these 60 or these odd number of people, that is the Council of Ministers. Why are we taking so much pain to elect these people, then the 245 of Rajya Sabha, then the Vidhayaks, then all those. So Alok's thinking is somewhat ignorant, because a simple election of a Prime Minister and Minister will create only a dictatorship. And a true representative democracy cannot be materialized, because these people, this Prime Minister, Council of Minister, all have other people also here of different parties, different vichardhara, different thoughts, different creed, caste, religion, representation. Now they are Vipaksh. And Vipaksh should be, that is, they are Paksh, they are Vipaksh. And the Vipaksh has all the power, because they are also the representative. So they also have, these are for and against. They have all the powers to say anything, to criticize the government, to put question in front of them, to pass the no confidence motion. So all these things lies with the other members. So otherwise there will be a dictatorship. So a legislature frames the law and executes. These executives, they run the government or administration. The legislature means all the people, not only those who make the law, these who are actually fulfilling the manifesto of their you can say the promises they made in elections. But all of these are legislature. Combine them, then the legislature will be formed. So the legislature helps people to hold the Council of Ministers accountable. If only these are elected or selected, then they will not be accountable to anyone. In the absence of legislature, Council of Ministers would become unresponsive to the people's hope and aspiration. For example, just assume that what happened in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, the majoritarian government came into power. And after that, there was the civil war for more than 20 years. Sinhala, they just killed the Christians and the Muslims. A class was debating the merits of bicameral system. Bicameral means two houses. Like we just saw Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha we have. So we have two houses, that is why we call two. And also in our states we have the Vidhan Mandal, which includes, this whole is called Parliament, and in the states we have Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. Again, two houses in around 6 states. So class was debating on the merits of bicameral system, and these are the points that were made during the discussion. Read the arguments and say if you agree or disagree with each of them, giving reasons. The first is, Neha said that bicameral legislature does not serve any purpose. So let us talk about first Neha. This statement is not true, because we are a diverse country, and a country of more than 1.3 billion people. Two houses of legislatures are preferred to give due representation to all sections of the society, as well as all states, because the states are also diverse, as well as the monopoly of either the chamber that is either the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, can be approached as check and balance. Lok Sabha check and balances Rajya Sabha and likewise. Now Shama says what? Shama argued that experts should be nominated in the second chamber. And it happens actually. The president is free to nominate 12 members in Rajya Sabha from among the persons who have distinctions in their field of literature, art, social services, etc. That means these 12 members are experts in their field, who are quite experienced and they possess intellectual depth. Now Trideb said that if a country is not a federation, then there is no need to have a second chamber. Again, he is saying that only we have the central government, there is no state government. There are no states, only a central power is there. So he is saying when we are a federation, then we don't need a second chamber. Again, the second chamber is of use. And the advantages of second chamber are way more than we can even think of not having it. So Trideb argument is also untrue, because the second chamber is also required to give representation to all sections of society, even though it might not be in the federation. And also there has to be a check and balance. Sometimes the bill may be passed because of urgency or because of some ignorancy. The second chamber should be there to keep check and balance and to look after that any anomaly or contradiction is there in their bill or not. Why can the Lok Sabha control the executive more effectively than the Rajya Sabha can? So the Lok Sabha control the executive more effectively because, let me tell you, the formation is like this. Again, we have this Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha has the executive, that is the member of the parliament only, that is a member of the lower house. This is upper house. Rajya Sabha is upper house. So member of the lower house, some of them, they become prime minister and council of minister. So they are the actual executives. And these are called the political executive. But there are many members here and they have equal powers. That means all the member of parliament, they are equally authorized to ask question, to criticize the government. So that is how the Lok Sabha can control the executive. So the government is formed by a party who gets the majority in the Lok Sabha, as I just said. The members of the Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people. So these council of ministers also, along with these all other members, because there are 543 members. Not all are in the government. There are many who are against the government. That is, they are in the Vipaksh. The Lok Sabha enjoys the power to remove any executive from the office, while the Rajya Sabha cannot remove any executive from the office. So Lok Sabha can pass the no confidence motion against the Prime Minister, against any Council of Ministers. So this is in the power area of Lok Sabha, Adhikar Kshetra. Rather than effective control of the executive, the Lok Sabha is a platform for the expression of popular sentiments and people's expectation. Do you agree? Give reasons. So we agree with this view that rather than an effective control of the executive, the Lok Sabha is a platform for the expression of popular sentiments and people's expectation. The reason is that the members of the Lok Sabha express their views on the bill during the discussion. These members carry sentiments and expectation of their constituency people to the parliament, because all the members of the parliament, they are elected from a constituency, and this constituency people, because of their aspirations, their requirements and whatever they are thinking about, they have elected this gentleman or gentlewoman. Now he or she has the total responsibility for the constituency he or she belongs to. A debate on a particular bill takes place and opens the path for its modification. That is, if government has done something, made any bill, and that is not good for some certain constituency, the MP will stand up and they will talk against it. They will talk about the drawbacks. They will speak about all the suggestions that should be made. Money bills have to be introduced in Lok Sabha only. Money bills cannot be presented in the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha has no control over it. The Parliament enjoys the power to frame laws on the subjects given in the Union list and also in the concurrent list if required. The following are proposals for making the Parliament more effective. State if you agree or disagree with each of them and give reasons to your answers. Explain what would be the effect if these suggestions were accepted. First is, Parliament should work for a longer period. Now when we see, Parliament runs for winter session, monsoon session like this. So it means not 365 days, means all along the year it doesn't work. It works in bits and pieces. So we agree that the Parliament is supposed to ensure a responsible government, but in the absence of the proper time, as well as mostly we see the boycott of the sessions and oppositions delay, the important bills remain pending for a longer period. For example, the 1/3 reservation for the women is pending for years, decades now. Therefore, the Parliament should work for some longer duration to control the executives through debates and discussions and ensures, that is, censors to avoid any pending of bills. For example, you and me, we work from 9 to 5. We go every day to the office. Saturday, Sunday, we don't go. Sometimes some people don't go Sunday, they go on Saturday. So when this is the thing, and when we have elected the member of Parliament, we have elected them. We have given them a job. So it's like a job for them. So they need to go to Parliament every day and come from Parliament every day. That is, they have to make bills, they have to do everything, whatever is possible for the people who have elected them. Attendance should be made compulsory for members of Parliament. I'll give an example of Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar is a national icon, cricket player. Now he was nominated to the Rajya Sabha, and Rekha. Rekha is a famous Bollywood actress. Now they were nominated to Rajya Sabha, and what was the percentage of their presence? Less than 5%. They were not present for even full session. That is only 5% and less their presence was there. So for what they were sent into Rajya Sabha, they didn't do it. So we agree with this view because the proceedings of the House get suspended due to lack of quorum. Quorum means if people are not there, people are not coming. And there is no check and balance that if somebody doesn't come, there is nothing like if we don't go to the office, our salary will be deducted for that day. Money bills delays for a longer period. There are so many bills that are delayed. And it shows an injustice toward the people who have elected them and whatever the constituencies are being represented by them. So we want that person or all the people, some may not be well, some may have gone outside or they might be doing some work. But we have seen that most of the people, they are not present. If we see the live telecast of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, we see all the seats vacant. Only 4 or 5 people or maybe 20, 25 people, they are just discussing on some bill. Now the third thing is, Speaker should be empowered to penalize members for interrupting the proceedings of the House. So this is also good because whenever something happens in the Parliament and there are disruptions, people go outside, they create noises, all these things, they chant various religious slogans. All these people need to be reprimanded by the Speaker because they are actually demeaning the whole essence of the Parliament. So Speaker of Lok Sabha is a presiding officer to regulate the business of the House. Nowadays, some members create noisy uproars, disturb the proceeding of the House. They just do things which disturb the proceeding of the House. And sometimes we have most of the people who are of criminal background and we are responsible for them. You and me, we have elected them. These people who are having the criminal background, and these criminal background people, when they come to the Parliament or the Vidhan Sabha, they do what they are best at. So it's our problem also. Sometimes members create so much discomfort to compel the speaker to adjourn the house. And this adjournment actually stops or delays the basic work which people would want. Therefore, the precious time, because the house, they don't go forever. There is very stipulated, very short time for this, for which the parliament runs. And this time is very precious. This precious time of the house is wasted and not utilized in the constructive debates for the betterment of the people. Arif wanted to know if ministers propose most of the important bills, and if the majority party often gets the government bills passed, what is the role of the parliament in the lawmaking process? What answer would you give him? Now he has a very good question. Let me tell you. Again, let me just give you an example of Lok Sabha. In Lok Sabha, if some party has 284 plus MPs, they are going to make the government. Now, in 543 members, all in all, if 284 plus, let's say 303 in 2019, BJP has 303 members. So, whenever we vote, whenever voting is done on the bill, always, because the BJP is in power, they will put some bill and they will always be passed. So, what is the use of the parliament? Why not to just give all the freedom to them? This is what the question he has been asking, Arif. Now, the Council of Ministers is accountable to the lower house, that is the Lok Sabha. If a bill does not succeed to be passed by the parliament, it shows the loss of majority of party in the house. Therefore, the government will have to resign. Sometimes it is not the case. Sometimes there is a coalition. Always this is not the case that some party will just have a thriving victory. Sometimes they will be in a coalition. A bill is introduced in either of the house in case of non-money bill. And if money bill is there, it can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha for the debates and discussion in various stages. If any bill does not fulfill the interest of the people, the parliament will pressurize the government to withdraw the bill. But if it is in the interest of the people, it pressurizes the government to initiate the bill. And these people, the other people who are not in the majority, whenever they are speaking in the parliament, they are speaking in the opposition. So, if the bill has come with certain draft, then they will, whatever they debate, those things will be taken off. Those things will be striked off, and whatever they are asking to be in the bill, these all suggestions will be enacted and they will be kept inside the bill. So, this is the power of the other people, other MPs who are in opposition. So, the money bill cannot be denied by the Rajya Sabha. It can delay only for 14 days, and after the 14 days are passed, the bill is deemed to have passed. If there is a tussle problem between two houses, joint session of the parliament resolves the issues. And again, as Arif said, that even in the joint parliament session, always the majority party wins. But the only answer you can give here is that the other MPs, they are representing their constituency, and in the Rajya Sabha they are representing their state. So they also speak against the bill. And when the government listens to them, that okay, these are the suggestions, these are good suggestions, and we need to take this off or we need to add them, they generally do it. And there are various committees. There are various committees in the parliament, and these committees are very powerful. And whatever suggestion they are giving, any government, we have seen in the past, all the government which were there, they try to put these all in the bill. Which of the following statements you agree with the most? Give your reasons. So, we agree with the most with this one. Anti-defection law has contributed to the domination of the party leaders over the legislatures. Because legislatures must be free to join any party they want. No. See, if you are in a party, if there is no election, you can go to any other party. But after the election, winning the election, and now just to gain power or money, you try to go to any other party. This is what is not required. This is against the ethics, moral values. Third one is defection is always for selfish purposes, and therefore the legislature who want to join another party must be disqualified from being a minister for next 2 years. Yes, this is also true. That there should be a cool-off period of 2 years. If a person who is elected, he just want to gain politics and money and power, and he is trying to go to other party, if he is not made the minister for at least 2 years, why would he go to the other party? Anti-defection law has contributed to the domination of the party leaders over the legislators. So in these statements, the party leaders have issued the party rules as if a member remains absent in the house on a particular day or vote against the instructions of the party, that we call it as cross voting, his membership of the party would be terminated. And if a legislature is free to join any party he wants, then it will be against the will of the voters who have elected them, because the voters have elected them for certain vichardhara, certain thoughts for a particular party. Now he is going to some other party. Dolly and Sudha are debating about the efficiency and effectiveness of the parliament in recent times. Dolly believed that the decline of Indian parliament is evident in the less time spent on a debate, in discussion, and increase in the disturbance of the functioning of the houses and walkouts, etc. Sudha contends that the fall of different governments on the floor of the Lok Sabha is a proof of its vibrancy. What other arguments can you provide to support or oppose the positions of Dolly and Sudha? Now, on the live cast, whenever you see the television of Rajya Sabha TV, Lok Sabha TV, when you see the live telecast, the proceeding of the parliament, the members are seen fighting bitterly, and that is the wastage of nation's times and fund. Some of the members who do not fulfill their duty honestly create uproars in the house. Dolly views the decline of parliament because less time is spent in the discussion and disturbance are decreased in an unparliamentary any methods. So that is, discussions are good, but disturbance are not. Some unparliamentary actions, many MPs we have seen, they are doing. The party leaders should restrain own party members for creating such disturbances in the proceedings, because we have seen they are creating religious slogans in the parliament, which is so absurd. The presiding officer should take effective action on their misbehaviors. They may be suspended for a session, as well as they may be reprimanded by money or etc. Whatever the presiding officer can do, as well as the members should be made educated to the constructive behavior. Arrange the different stages of passing of a bill into a law in their correct sequence. So I'll just tell you the correct sequence. First of all, the legislative department in a ministry of law, they draft a bill. First of all, the bill is being drafted, and it is drafted on the direction of the mantri or a minister by the Naukarshah, that is the bureaucrats. The concerned minister proposes the need for a bill, and a resolution is passed to admit the bill for discussion. The bill is referred to the committee, that is, the committee now makes changes and sends it back to the house for discussion. Now there is a debate. The bill is read clause by clause, and each clause is voted upon. The bill is passed in the house in which it was proposed. The bill is referred to other house and it is passed, and the bill is referred to the President of India then. So though the consent of President results in the enactment of a bill into a law, but the President does not sign it. He can just withhold or refuse to assent the bill passed by the Parliament. The Parliament can send the bill back to the President for reconsideration, and if it is passed again by the Parliament, the President is bound, he is barred there to give his assent or acceptance to the bill. But there is no time limit for him to send it back. He can just keep it in his pocket. But that's a rare case. How has the system of parliamentary committee affected the overseeing and appraisal of legislation by the Parliament? So the Parliament meets only for certain session, winter session, monsoon session. Therefore, there is very limited time to consider the bill in depth, to learn them on depth. The Parliament committees have been set up since 1983 in the various departments to discuss the particular bill. There are certain standing committees, there are certain ad hoc committees, and there are certain JPC, Joint Parliamentary Committee. So these committees include Business Advisory Committees, Estimate Committee, Public Accounts Committee. These committees have reduced the burden of Parliament as they gather whole information on the bill and can ask any member to appear before it. After that committee sends its report, the Parliament debates on it as well as provide some necessary recommendation, changes, suggestion and approve it. With the approval of the Parliament, without the approval of Parliament, no bill can become law. But any suggestion is rarely rejected, which has come from the committee. How is the Lok Sabha formed? Lok Sabha is the lower house of the parliament, and we have 545 members. How the constitution is 543, which we have the seats, plus 2 members of Anglo-Indian community, which can be nominated by the President of India. The members are elected by the people, that is Sarvabhaumik Vyask Matadhikar, universal voting suffrage, adults franchise. So everyone who is 18 plus in our country, who is the citizen of the country, they may vote directly. To conduct the election, the country is divided into constituencies, and the members which are going to be MP, they are elected from here. As I said, 2 Anglo-Indians are nominated to it by the President. And these elections are held normally in 5 years. The term of Lok Sabha is 5 years. It is also called as Aam Chunav, general elections. What is a money bill? The bill which has money involved in it is money bill. So money bill contains the matters like imposing, reducing expenditure, loan, payments, etc. The money bill can be introduced only in Lok Sabha, not in Rajya Sabha, by a minister, not in Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha can only give suggestion on money bill. They cannot asvikrit. They cannot, kharij nahi kar sakte, Rajya Sabha. What is a state legislature? The state legislature consists of a governor, and 1 or 2 houses. It can be one house or 2 houses. One house is called Vidhan Sabha, the other is called Vidhan Parishad. This is called as Legislative Assembly in English, and this is called as Legislative Council. In most of the states, only we have 1 houses. Only 6 states are there which have Legislative Assembly also. Name those states where bicameral legislature have been adopted. So let me just change this answer, because Andhra Pradesh, now we remove this Jammu Kashmir, because this Jammu Kashmir is now a union territory. We don't know how it is going to be constituted, because now it is union territory J&K and the Ladakh. So now Jammu Kashmir is not a state. So Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. So these are the states having bicameral legislatures. Mention the qualifications for membership of Legislative Assembly. That is, if you want to be an MLA, Vidhayak, what are the qualifications? So, citizen of India, 25-year-old, must not hold any office of profit under Government of India, or not, you can say, not taking money from Government of India in any form, and he must not be in unsound mind, pagal, diwaliya na ho. Mention the qualifications for the membership of State Legislative Council, that is in bicameral, the second house in the state. Citizen of India should not be less than 30 years of age, no profit or any office of profit holding under Government of India, should be in good mind, should not be unsound mind, and should not be disqualified to become the member of council. What is an ordinary bill? Samanya Vidhek. Ordinary bills are concerned with the matters that does not have money involved in it. So there are 2 types of these bills: government bills introduced by minister, and private member bill introduced by the member of parliament. He can be or she can be any member of parliament. But these government bills are only introduced by the minister. Why do we need a parliament? We need a parliament for lawmaking, to help the people to hold representative accountable, and most of the political processes should be taking place in a democratic manner. Mention the difference between a bill and a law. So bill becomes a law when it is passed by houses or parliament. So bill are the resolutions introduced in the parliament for law-making purposes, and when the bill is passed by both the houses and sanctioned, assent, accepted, signed by the president, now it becomes a law. Mention some important functions of legislature. So legislature is to enact law, to control the finance of the country through budgeting, etc., and to amend the constitution if required. Samvidhan Sanshodhan. What is a legislature? Legislature, Vidhayika, is an organ of government to frame laws for the nation along with the expression of people will, in which all sections of society participate. How is the Speaker of the Lok Sabha elected? The Speaker of the Lok Sabha is elected by the Member of Parliament in the first sitting of a new government. He or she belongs to the party having majority in the Lok Sabha. So, the Speaker is from the majority party. He is also an MP. And she or she is supported to conduct, or he is appointed to conduct proceeding of the Parliament in an impartial manner. This is very important. Impartial manner. Mention the different types of legislature. So, we have two types of legislature, unicameral and bicameral. So, bicameral consists of two houses. Like India, we have Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So, two houses, as in USA, India, Switzerland, Canada, UK. The British Parliament consists of House of Lords and House of Commons, two houses. India has Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Unicameral legislatures consist of only single house in Pakistan, Finland, China, Portugal, Czechoslovakia, etc. What are the qualifications of a member of Lok Sabha? He should be a citizen of India, more than 25 years, does not hold any office of profit under Government of India. No criminal case should be pending against him, or should not be criminal or of unsound mind. So, if he is in jail or convicted for 2 years or more, he is not liable, or he is not fit for Lok Sabha MP. His name should be in the voters list. मतदाता सूची में उनका नाम हो. How is the Rajya Sabha formed, the upper house of the parliament? Rajya Sabha consists of 250 members. That is, the maximum members in the Rajya Sabha can be 250. Right now we have 245 members. Here 245, that is 12 members from the Manonit, that is, which is president is electing them. Manonayan karte hain iska. So out of this 250, 12 are the members elected, nominated by the president, who have distinction or expertise in certain fields. Rest of the members are elected by the state legislative assembly, that is the MLAs. MLAs are different state, and it has a tenure of 6 years, and 1/3 of the member, they get retired every after 2 years. So we have 243 minus 12, 245 minus 12, so 3. So 233 member in all we have, 12 are the nominated. So the 245 members we have, 250 is the maximum strength. What are the powers of Speaker of Lok Sabha? The Speaker presides over the meetings of Lok Sabha. Sabhapati hote hain ye Lok Sabha ke. He appoints the chairperson and other members of the select committees. He is the guardian of privileges of the members of Lok Sabha, and he enjoys the power to grant permission for the introduction of bill in the House. How are the members of Legislative Assembly elected? In a state, we have Legislative Assembly. So how are these MLAs or Vidhayaks elected? So the members of the Legislative Assembly, they are elected by the people of concerned states on the basis of universal adult franchise, that is the direct voting. Every state is divided into number of constituency on the basis of the population, and every constituency elects only one member. For example, UP has around 80 seats of these 80 seats are for MPs. So just say that we have, say, I'm taking an example, 200 Vidhayaks for UP. So all the state will be divided into this 200 number of constituencies, and it is shorter, or you can say, the population is lower than what we choose in member of parliament election. Every constituency elect only one member, and only those voters can participate in the election whose name is there in the voter list. What are the powers of Legislative Assembly? It can make laws on the subjects included in the state list and also the concurrent list. And money bills can be introduced only in Legislative Assembly, not in the Vidhan Parishad, right? The members of Legislative Assembly participate in the election of the president, and it exercises full control over the execution of the state. What is the position of Legislative Assembly in the administration of the state? So same way the parliament is there, same way we have the Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. So in Vidhan Sabha, majority political party which has gained majority is going to elect a CM, and CM will have Council of Ministers. So the Legislative Assembly enjoys all the legislative power of the state. The Council of Ministers is directly under the control of the Legislative Assembly, as it can pass no confidence motion against the minister to remove it from the office, and the Legislative Council can delay, that is the other house can delay an ordinary bill not more than 4 months and a money bill not more than 14 days. How does the Legislative Assembly control the Council of Ministers? So the Council of Ministers, as I said, Council of Ministers are from the majority party, and they are generally selected by the CM, Chief Minister. So the Council of Ministers in the state is responsible to the Legislative Assembly for its functions. And if Legislative Assembly passes no confidence motion against the Council of Ministers, it has to resign. If a money bill is rejected in the Legislative Assembly, the Council of Ministers has to resign. Hence, the Legislative Assembly exercises full control over the Council of Ministers. How is the Lok Sabha more powerful than Rajya Sabha? Lok Sabha members are MPs are directly elected by the citizens of the country. Rajya Sabha members are elected in a indirect way, that is through the MLA of the states. So Lok Sabha exercises full control over the executive, while the Rajya Sabha does not exercise any effective control. The member of the Lok Sabha are elected by direct participation of the people, while Rajya Sabha is formed by an indirect election, PR system, proportional representative system, which is a Samanupatik Pratinidhitva Pranali. The money bills are introduced only in Lok Sabha and only sent for the recommendations to the Rajya Sabha. If within 14 days it is not returned, it is assumed to be passed. Mention power of Parliament to amend the Constitution. So the Parliament has the power to amend the Constitution, that is Samvidhan Sanshodhan. So by passing the bill by simple majority in both the houses of Parliament, by special majority in both the houses of Parliament, by 2/3 majority of both houses of Parliament and the consent of more than half of the total states. What are the privileges of the Member of Parliament? So Member of Parliament has full freedom to speech in the House. That is, whatever he speaks in the House, he cannot be taken to the court. No member can be arrested during the session of the Parliament except on the basis of an offence of criminal nature and the prior approval of the Speaker or the Chairman. A member cannot be prosecuted for its speech or behaviour in the House in any law of the code of law, because this is the special privilege being given to MP, because if MP says anything against the minister will put him behind the jail. What is adjournment motion? The adjournment motion is introduced either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or in both the houses. It is to invite the attention of members towards the serious problem, or even by suspending the routine work of the House. Mostly, Council of Ministers oppose it because it can expose the policies of the government, or opposition gets an opportunity to criticize the government. Throw some light on the relationship between the governor and the Legislative Assembly. So in a state like president in the federal scheme, we have governor in the state. So the governor exercises the power either to call the session or to suspend it or to end it. The governor addresses the legislature and can send messages to it. He signs all the bills which are passed by Legislative Assembly, and no bill can become a law without his sanction, his approval. He can dissolve the Legislative Assembly and arrange for new elections if the Chief Minister advises him to do so. gives some arguments in favor of unicameral legislature. If we have two houses, first house, second house, like we have the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in parliament, that is called as bicameral. So we have to give the arguments in favor of unicameral, that is only one legislature. So unicameral legislature helps to maintain uniformity and unity of legislature, as well as the people cannot have two opinions at the same time on the same object. Lok Sabha can have a different view, Raj Sabha can have a different view, like this. Unicameral proceedings save money and time because the salaries paid to the members of other house can be used in some other useful work, as well as any bill is not sent to any other house, which saves times also. So time and money, these are also important aspects. They can be saved if we have unicameral legislature. What is bicameral legislature? When we have both the houses, two houses. So first of all, the second chamber has its merits, mostly merits actually. Bicameral system is getting popular due to its merits. In countries like India, USA, UK, Switzerland, Canada, the bicameral legislature is experienced. Now I'll tell you the usage, or you can say merits also. First thing is Lok Sabha, whatever it passes, it has to go to Rajya Sabha, except the money bill is not very much, it has to be presented here. Rajya Sabha either accept or reject. It cannot actually reject it. It can just give suggestions on the money bill. But important bills, when they go to Rajya Sabha, they have a different outlook with the perspective of states. So a rethinking, reconsideration of every bill is done. That is how it is important. Second thing is Rajya Sabha, because our Sanghatmak Sarkar we have. That is, we have a federal government, we have provincial government also. So in each state we have the state government. This Rajya Sabha is representing the state. So this state perspective is also very important because India is a very diverse country. A lot of religion, caste, creed, different kind of people, different type of culture, eating habits, everything is different. That is why this becomes so important. How can you say that upper house is permanent in bicameral legislature? For example, in our case, Rajya Sabha is fixed, that is, it is permanent. The bicameral legislature, the two houses exist in bi means two. One is known as upper house, the other lower house. The upper house, in our case Rajya Sabha, and in states we have Vidhan Parishad. So they are permanent. The members of the Senate of Canada, they are nominated for whole life. The House of Lords in Britain is hereditary, which never ceases to exist. 1/3 members of Rajya Sabha in India gets retired every 2 years. New members are elected. Therefore, 2/3 of the members are always present in Rajya Sabha. So it is never dissolved. And every Rajya Sabha member has a tenure of 6 years. Therefore, it never dissolves. What is the composition of State Legislative Council? So 1/3 member are elected by the State Legislative Assembly, and these persons are not to be the members of State Legislative Assembly. 1/3 of the member are elected by the local bodies like the corporations, municipalities, panchayats and zilla parishads. 1/12 of the member are elected by the teachers of not lower than higher secondary schools. Teachers who have 3 years of standing are entitled to vote in the elections. 1/6 of the total members of council, they are nominated by the governor, who have distinction in the field of literature, science, fine arts and social service. And 1/12 of the members are elected by the university graduates of at least 3 years of standing. This is how Legislative Council is constituted. Mention the special powers of Rajya Sabha, the upper house of our parliament. The Rajya Sabha alone can initiate the proposal for removing the Vice President of India, and it can create one or more All India services on passing resolution by 2/3 majority. Article 249, the Rajya Sabha may declare a resolution to be passed by 2/3 majority that Parliament should make laws with respect to any matter enumerated in the state list. So, if the Lok Sabha wants to take some content from the state list, they have to have the acceptance of Rajya Sabha. So, these are the special powers of Rajya Sabha. How is the Speaker of Lok Sabha elected? What are his main functions? So, the Speaker is actually the chairman, you can say, presides over the meetings of Lok Sabha, and he is responsible, or she is responsible, to conduct the Lok Sabha proceedings. The Lok Sabha elects him in the first sitting. Whenever Lok Sabha is constituted, the first sitting, the Speaker is elected. The person who gets majority is elected as the Speaker to impartially conduct the business of the House. And this person is belonging to the majority, that is the government, majority, you can say, party. The Speaker conducts certain functions. First of all, he is a presiding officer, she is a presiding officer. Appoint the chairperson and the members of the select committees to maintain the discipline of the House and to decide whether the bill is a money bill or not. To grant permission to introduce any bill in the House, so the permission is given by the Speaker, and to protect the privileges of the members of the Lok Sabha. How does Indian Parliament control the executive? So let me tell you again. This is a parliament, say Lok Sabha. Here is a majority Rajnetik Dal, and they have majority in Lok Sabha, so they have formed the government. Now this government, or these people, these MPs have chosen a Prime Minister. Now Prime Minister from them has chosen a Council of Ministers. Now these two, they are the executive, these are the political executive. So how does all other people, like the whole parliament, that is Rajya Sabha included, they take care and they control the executive. So the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers is elected out of the parliament, who participates in proceeding of the parliament. The member of parliament can put up the questions, Sawal Jawab, from councils of ministers, and are entitled to get the satisfactory responses. The parliament can invite attention of Council of Ministers toward the serious problem, any other problem which the nation is facing in the nation, through an adjournment motion. The ministers are responsible to the parliament for their actions and policies, and the parliament has a right to enjoy the non-confidence motion, Avishwas Prastav, also against the government. What are the powers and functions of chairperson of Rajya Sabha? The Vice President, Uparashtrapati of India, is the chairperson of Rajya Sabha. What are the functions? Presides over the meeting of Rajya Sabha, allow members to speak, to maintain relevance in debates and stop the member if anyone is acting unparliamentary. He is the custodian of the dignity of the House and protects the privileges of the members of Rajya Sabha. He preserves order in the House, and if situation goes out of the control, he can suspend the meetings. He is not allowed to vote, but in case of equality of vote, he has a final vote, casting vote. Now there are certain passage-based questions. The term parliament refers to the national legislature. The legislature of the states is described as state legislature. The parliament in India has two houses. When there are two houses of the legislature, it is called as a bicameral legislature. The two houses of the Indian Parliament are the Council of States, or the Rajya Sabha, and the House of the People, like the Lok Sabha. The Constitution has given the states the option of establishing either a unicameral or a bicameral legislature. At present, we only have 5 states that have bicameral legislature. So this has changed actually. Telangana has added and J&K is out. Telangana is added. Others remain the same. So what does the term parliament refer to? So parliament refers to national legislature. What is bicameral legislature? Bicameral legislature consists of 2 houses of the legislature. And see, 6 states there. How many states have bicameral legislature in India? There are 6 states. Telangana has been added, Jammu Kashmir because it has become a union territory, so we don't know about this, but Telangana has been added. If a member remains absent in the House when asked by the party leadership to remain present or vote against the instructions of the party or voluntarily leaves the membership of the party, it is deemed as defection. Experience of the past 20 years show that the anti-defection amendment has not been able to curb defections, but it has given additional power to the party leadership and the presiding officers of the legislature over the members. What is defection? So whenever there is a member, now he wins from say party A, let's say Congress, and because gaining some ministerial post or gaining money or whatever, he goes to some other party. He was elected from Congress. Now the government is formed or likely is to be formed by BJP, and he changes the party in order to gain profits. So this is defection. So if a member remains absent from the House or votes against the instruction of the party and voluntarily leaves the membership of the party, it is deemed as defection. Now there is a voting. Now he is from Congress, but when the voting is done, he cross votes. That is called cross voting. He votes for BJP, for in favor of BJP, the bill. BJP is favor or disfavor, he is also in favor or disfavor. He is not acting on the party lines. This is defection. So experience, how has the anti-defection amendment been able to curb defection? So we have seen that in past 20 years, the anti-defection amendment, Dal Badal Qanun, has not been able to curb the defection, but it has given additional power to the party leadership and the presiding officers over the legislature. Which amendment act is known as anti-defection amendment? It was the 52nd Amendment Act of 1985. Anti-defection amendment, Dal Badal Qanun. There are certain picture-based questions. So these are the cartoons being given in the NCERT books. So these questions are based on these cartoons. The parliament is the boss and the ministers are looking very humble here. That is the effect of the parliament power to sanction money to different ministries. So what does the cartoon represent? Here the cartoon is representing the sanction of money bill to the different ministries, or money you can say. How does the parliament control over executive financially? So every government raises resources through taxation, indirect tax and direct tax, and legislature controls this taxation. If the government introduces any new tax, it has to get the approval of Lok Sabha. Then what are the financial powers of the parliament? First is the grant of resources to the government to implement its programs. And the government has to give an account to the legislature about the money it has spent and resources that it wishes to raise. And it also ensures that the government does not misspend or overspend through the budget and annual financial statement. So there is a check and balance on the money being raised and money being spent. Now here, okay, let's not argue. Let's settle the issue through consensus. You support the bill and I will oppose it. Is this how they follow the rules of the game? What does the cartoon refer to? The cartoon is referring to an individual discussing among the members on a bill that, okay, you do this thing, I do that thing. So they are trying to say, manage or stage what is going to happen in the parliament. That's what. In case of disagreement, how is the proposed bill resolved? So there can be a joint session of parliament being called. In case of deadlock, in whose favor the decision goes, it always goes in the favor of Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha has members which are almost double than the Rajya Sabha, and the majority is 284. Any party needs to have 284 MP so that they get into power or coalition. This is a huge number. संसद के 50 वर्ष, तुम्हें संसद से संबंधित कोई सवाल तो नहीं करना है. बताइए पिछले 50 वर्षों में संसद में कुल कितने वॉकआउट हुए सांसद. Now in parliament we always see the MPs are walking out, they are not present, they are doing some slogans, raising some slogans and doing unparliamentary things. So which measure is adopted frequently by the opposition to register its protests? So walk out from the house during this session. That is, walk out means we are not participating in this discussion. This discussion is not what we wanted. So this is walk out. Has there been an overuse of this weapon? Yes. We have always seen in the live telecast of the parliament, the opposition party always goes out. Walk out nahi, out kiye gaye hain. What does the cartoon represent? So some members of the ministers have been ordered to go out of the parliament. So recently, the speaker of the Lok Sabha has suspended 7 MPs. So those MPs are actually suspended for the whole session. What do you think such situation, when does this situation occurs? This situation occurs only when a member decides to leave the party after getting elected. So this was the act when somebody does something in the parliament. But when someone changes the party, that is because of the anti-defection, this is what is done. When the member decides to leave the party after getting elected. So they are trying to choose another party or play some game. Who takes the final decision on all such cases? The presiding officer of the house takes the final decision on such cases. So this is basically the cartoon on anti-defection law. And anti-defection is moving out of the party from which you have been elected because of having some profit or whatever reason you have, you change your vichardhara. But this is how you go out of the party, or you can say you are being suspended from the party. This is map based question. You have to study the map and answer these questions. Mark the states having bicameral legislature. So we have Jammu Kashmir, but Jammu Kashmir was a state. Now it has been divided into Ladakh and Jammu Kashmir Union Territory. So we don't know about this, but Jammu Kashmir previously was having bicameral legislature. So we hope that it will be having this. We are still, when I am speaking, it is still deadlock, or you can say lockdown in Jammu and Kashmir, especially Kashmir. Then Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Now we need to add one more, because now Andhra Pradesh is not Andhra Pradesh. It has been divided into Telangana also. So you need to add Telangana. So all this, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar. I don't know whether to add J&K or not.